Welcome to Spirited Straight Talk, the podcast to help you thrive with the help of spirit. I'm Deb Shepard, psychic medium, spiritual teacher, and author. Each week, I bring new insights to help you heal from loss, connect with spirit, and turn setbacks into triumphs. So let's get started.
In today's Spirited Straight Talk, we're featuring a heartwarming episode of Deb Shepard's popular YouTube show, Grieving to Believing. If you haven't caught Grieving to Believing yet, you need to do so. In each episode, Deb connects grieving parents with their children on the other side. And as you experience all the extraordinary validations that come through, you too will be experiencing new levels of healing, faith, and love. And you'll be comforted knowing that your loved ones are also with you. I hope you enjoy this episode.
Were people disappointed in some of the things he was doing or choices?
His father.
Okay, so that's probably why he's talking about dad here too. He just says it's what parents do. Parents have these expectations. Parents have these, we want you to be successful. We want you to do things. And he says that I just had a hard time with that. I had a hard time with those rules.
You and me chasing down forever after.
Hello and welcome to Grieving to Believing. I'm Deb Shepard. There is no greater loss than that of a child, no matter their age or circumstances. My mission is to bring parents peace and to help them to heal, knowing that their loved ones are okay and that they are still giving them messages. Besides knowing a mother or father has lost a child, I have no idea who we'll be reading for today. So please join me and let's get started. Hi, I'm Deb Shepard. Who am I speaking with right now?
My name is Renee.
Hi, Renee. First of all, I am so honored that you're here to share your journey because the loss of a child, none of us should experience. So my heart goes out to you. I'm a little bit nervous, so I'm assuming you may be a little bit nervous with this too. So, let's just take some deep breaths. Have you ever done this before at all? Is this the first time?
Yeah, it's the first time.
Yeah, that's a lot. So I'm going to make sure that you feel safe. I'm going to just connect with all my, my clairs, and I'm going to be a messenger for you. I have a notepad because I will take notes. Sometimes it just helps me get more directed and focused and things like this. And I will also answer any questions that may come up for you too, but usually the other side will give all of that to us. So you don't have to worry about that too. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. So I'm going to start tuning in, get information, and see what happens. First thing, do you have a mother figure that's passed?
Just grandparents.
Is it mother-in-law, or aunt? I'm getting a female in that generation. So it could be a friend of your mother's. There's a mother figure that's really strong, opinionated, bigger chest, unless this is the grandmother that we're really close to. And I'm getting lots of personality as well. So if you've been married more than once, and I'm also being pulled to the Midwest, so Michigan, Illinois, somewhere there. Is there any connection to the Midwest?
Midwest. I was born my birth mother is from Iowa.
And your birth mother is still alive?
Yes.
And is your adoptive mother still alive?
Yes.
Okay. Would there be an aunt or someone else in that generation past?
Maybe my birth mother's sister, so an aunt.
Okay. I just get a really strong female coming through. If it doesn't really resonate, that's okay. You've got someone coming through very, very strong. Just to reflect too, if you've been married more than once, those loved ones, even if you did not love them, they can show up as well, just to give you that information too. I'm also getting a male in your generation, husband, brother, cousin, friend that's also passed. Would that make sense?
Yeah, I have two brothers that have passed.
Okay, so they're coming through. And if they've had a mother-in-law pass, just know that they can bring through a mother-in-law for them as well, even if it was not attached to you, just so you know. Was one brother's passing more unexpected than the others?
Yes.
Because I feel, and I'm not seeing a real sense of big closeness with one of them. So one of them was sort of more of a distance, someone that you didn't know as well, sort of, maybe not quite grew up together. Does that make sense too?
Yeah, it would be my half.
Okay. And also one of them feels pretty toxic. So this may have been a toxic personality, alcohol or drugs, or just didn't always make good choices. Does that make sense to you as well?
Would disease be toxic? Because
It could be. I just feel so. One was unexpected, right?
yes,
What's his name?
Craig.
Oh my goodness. Who's the one with a sense of humor?
Rob.
Okay. Also all over the place? Like
For
making,
Rob?
uh-huh.
In a way, yes.
A little scattered, it feels like, not always, moving forward. What they're telling me, first of all, is you've played by the rules, that you've done everything like you're supposed to do. And I don't know if you're a perfectionist or you want to make sure everything is done right. I'm seeing a checkoff list that they're saying that maybe Rob is saying, maybe he didn't always play by the rules, but you're the person that made sure everything was okay. Wanted to make sure that, you made the phone calls. You just feels like you showed up a little bit differently in life. Does that make sense for you too?
Yes, because he was a biological brother I didn't meet till later in life.
Okay. But I'm getting here that you're the one that does everything by the book.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm seeing a lot of numbers in your head. Do you do a lot of things around numbers or figures or analyzing? Are you a spreadsheet girl?
I'm payroll and accounts payable.
Okay, good. Now we're getting that your brothers are talking about you. We can feel that they're connecting. So this is how it works. I'm also getting an older male here. So there's a father or uncle that's also passed for you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. You just have a lot of people that died. I know that you're here for a child, but I will get to that. I'm also seeing the love of animals. So they're showing me a medium-sized dog is here with you as well. Did you lose a daughter?
No.
So it's a son. What's your son's name?
Tanner.
Oh my goodness. Okay. First of all, again, I'm really sorry. Tanner feels not quite an adult, but younger. Does that make sense too? So in the, late teens, early 20s, would that make sense too? Also,
yes.
big heart. He's clapping about you being here. He's laughing. He goes, there's something about you being a chicken. And this to me is more about, taking the steps to do this or taking the courage to go into this, to lean into having a reading. Do you understand this as well?
Yeah, I'm super cautious.
Oh yeah, because I'm even holding my chest here. So he is also feeling like you found out about this in an odd way, like someone told you about this, or there was a way of getting hooked in and you trusted that individual. So he said the only way to give these messages to you was through a third party. So he's laughing about this. He wanted you to know who he's with because he says, is he alone? Is he with anybody else? I want to make sure he's okay. Of course. I'm also seeing that Tanner, smart kid, creative, artistic. Does that make sense too?
Absolutely.
And he's also telling me this passing was more unexpected. Like unprepared. Okay.
Extremely.
And he says that you have a strong faith, but you've really been questioning your faith or your loyalty to faith. And he says that, of course you are. And he says he's been showing you signs. Is his father not supporting or not sure about this? Or because I feel that you're sort of grieving on your own pace. And I think parents do, but I feel like you're both in different places around Tanner's passing. Does that make sense too?
Yes.
Okay. He's letting you know that he feels like you're very, very, very brave about this experience. And also you don't share with everybody that he's passed.
Tanner was 19 years old. It was a Saturday afternoon at 2:30 in the afternoon. He was on his way to his grandmother's house to drop off her car and meet some friends up they were going to go hiking. When Tanner was taking a legal left into her neighborhood, the person that killed him was driving 30 miles over the speed limit up Federal, ran a red light, and basically wrapped Tanner around a light pole and killed him instantly. His girlfriend called, and I didn't pick up the call the first time because I didn't recognize the number. And then when they called back, I was like, I better answer this. And she was crying and screaming because she was in the car behind him. So she witnessed everything. And the weird turn of events was that I'm a victim's advocate for the Federal Heights Police Department. And when that accident occurred, they had called me to go out as a victim's advocate, not realizing that it was Tanner. So I kind of found out, when his girlfriend called, but also when they called and realized that it was Tanner. They obviously didn't want me to go there.
I'm getting the number 2. This could be 2 years ago, the month of February, something about the 2. He's also apologetic for the process of this. And he's also talking about how you found out. So my sense is how someone told you or how someone showed up to tell you about his death. Does that make sense too? Yes. He's also saying there is no pain for him. My head is really hurting. Would that make sense for you? And if not, that's okay.
Yeah, I could
Okay.
see that.
Okay, I just feel, and this can sometimes be depression, this can sometimes be overwhelming or just an impact to the head. This kid is full of life. I just feel like this kid has just, I want to burst with this kind of love and energy. I definitely feel like a practical joker. I feel like an individual that would try to make everyone feel good. I also get marching to my own drum, which means Tanner's not going to play by other people's rules. It's like, you may have these rules, but this is what I'm going to do. It's almost a feeling of, being a skater, doing things his own way, having his own personality, connecting with people that were not always the fit in group. And so he could fit into a group, but I also feel like he enjoyed life the way he wanted to do it, not by other people's rules. He's also saying there were times that things were tough, but he also feels like it's parents doing what they needed to do, or, the schools doing what they needed to do. But I get that there was some expectations that maybe, were people disappointed in some of the things he was doing or choices?
His father.
Okay. So that's probably why he's talking about dad here too. He just says it's what parents do. Parents have these expectations. Parents have these, we want you to be successful. We want you to do things. And he says that I just had a hard time with that. I had a hard time with those rules. He is there with somebody else, but I don't think they died at the same time. Did he have a friend that also passed?
No.
It doesn't make sense now. Just remember that, because I don't feel like he's alone. So I feel like there was somebody else that also passed. So whether you've connected with another parent who lost a child.
Yes.
So he didn't have to know them on the other side, but he's bringing that friend through as well. Like, you made this connection maybe after his passing, and maybe that's how you found out about me. But I just kind of get, this has been a new path for you. He doesn't want you to be mad at dad. He just says, are you not married to dad?
No, we're divorced. Because
he just said that dad wasn't always easy to get along with, but I don't want him to think it's like Tanner's like not wanting anyone to feel like he couldn't handle it or manage it. He just said, this is what life looked like. Who got the tattoo in honor of Tanner?
Quite a few people.
Okay.
We've had more than one.
Okay. Because I keep getting like someone on the shoulder. There's a sense of he is being remembered. They are talking about him. Also a feeling of being remembered in a way, I could say, to change lives, or did things in a way to change how people do things. Would that make sense?
Yes.
So absolutely. Let's say if, people are saying, don't drink and drive, or don't do drugs, or don't do this. I just feel that Tanner represented things for people to make change. He's also saying, did someone write a song about him or write something about him that also has a memory?
Yes.
He's laughing about how analytical you are to have you understand he sees all these things happening so that he sees what's going on. He's also saying that his service was huge, and there could have been 2 services or 2 events, but there's a 2 thing around this, like packed house. I still get a real surprise around his death. I'm assuming, did this happen to Tanner? Did something happen to Tanner? Okay. Because at first I thought maybe he made a bad choice, but I feel like it happened to him now. Like, this occurred to him.
Yeah, 100%.
And he's laughing about what the F, like, we never expect it to happen to our family or the people that we're closest to. And so this is a sense of, how did this happen to us? Was this actually was this a car accident?
Yeah, he was killed by a drunk driver.
Okay, that's the drinking and driving. Okay. He's also sharing with me, was this a T-bone of an accident?
It was, in a way. He was wrapped around a pole.
Okay. Because
so it was impact of that.
Okay. So, and first of all, I want to tell you, as I'm giving you details, I am so sorry, because as a mom, hearing this as well and visualizing it, but he's letting you know this is the impact he had happen. I also feel, and I get this happening sometimes, where he wanted to leave earlier or he wanted to leave at a different time. And so the impact also was that synchronicity, being wrong place, wrong time. Does that make sense? He also said, is there something also posted at that place, like a sign where he died?
Yeah, it's a memorial.
Okay. Is it decorated like through holidays too?
Yes.
Okay. He says sometimes it stays too long. So what I'm feeling like that, you know how sometimes things will get kind of dingy looking. So he's just doing that as having fun.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. He also feels, he cracks me up. The first thing I get is I had a great future, and I almost like a politician, and the sense of doing the right thing or having justice or standing up for the right thing. And I feel like his passing was also part of him standing up for what was right to do. And was he getting ready for a big change in his life?
Yeah.
Like I'm being here, like I'm finishing school, I'm going for a job, I'm going to be traveling. I feel like it's a point in his life where you're like, okay, now we're going to do this next part of life. I also feel like the drunk driver, he's telling me this is not their first offense. So this person had at least 3 other DUIs or other, marks against them. Did they actually survive?
Yes.
Because he says to me, the penalty wasn't enough for this person. So whatever sentence they got, I feel like Tanner's thinking it was not enough.
We actually have the sentencing hearing tomorrow.
Okay.
For him. So,
okay. I got chills. So that means he's saying to you to prepare that, you may want life in prison. You may want 25 years and it may not go that way. Tanner sees it. He's okay with it in the sense of, it sucks, but at the same time, Mom, I see what's going on. He's telling me, oh my goodness. Okay. He's giving me a little bit of the court stuff. He's saying that was this a man that killed him? A man? Okay.
Yes.
Because he's saying the man has had people on his side saying he's this good person or something about him. And you're like, you're not a good person if you keep making these same mistakes. So Tanner is just letting you know he is watching, he is seeing, he sees what's happening. He does feel that the judge is the right judge for this case to be able to, challenge this. But I feel like there's a little tweak in the law or something about not getting the full sentence, or he won't serve the full sentence. So again, as a mom, you want to know what's going on. If Tanner sees this, is absolutely. I'm assuming this is you, but if I'm sitting as the judge, were you sitting or will you be sitting on the left side of the judge?
We'll be sitting closest to the jury box, and I'm not sure what that is in that courtroom.
Okay. I keep seeing something on the left side. So this might be pay attention or something that's going on with that.
Okay.
Is there a chance that this person could get 25 years?
No, he accepted a plea deal of 6 to 10. Colorado laws are a little messy.
Okay. If he didn't plead, would it have been 25 years, or do you know?
No, the maximum in Colorado is 12. For vehicular homicide.
How old is Tanner then?
19.
And he wouldn't have been 25 by now, I'm assuming, if it's just a couple of years ago. I don't know why I keep
last year, yes.
Yeah, I keep getting 25. I don't know what that's about. I'm going to leave it with you because when I get a number or I get something, I don't want to challenge him when he's telling me. If he bargained to get 6 years and he could have gotten 12, that could have been what he was talking about as well. But I even feel like that even might be less than that on good behavior or something. But Tanner's just going, you protest, you stick up for him. And this is for other people as well, just to have that voice. Tanner also has a talent, he's showing me, of drawing or is telling stories or something about this creative side. Does that make sense?
Right. Writing music and writing songs.
Okay. I feel those will have some history. Like other people are going to sing those, or they're going to be out there at some point in order to recognize Tanner. So he knows that this is in the works and things are going to happen with this. It might be, I still see a story about it. So there may be someone at some point that takes the music and a story and creates something for healing or for other people as well. How you doing, Mom?
Good.
Are you a little overwhelmed?
No, everything you're saying is pretty, you're describing Tanner.
Okay. He also he always believed to live life to the fullest every day. Does that make sense?
Yes.
There's a part of him that I just feel is we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. He says that he wants you to live life. Like he wants you to really live and celebrate life and not have that, heaviness in the heart like we can have as a mom. So it's not that you aren't going to grieve, you aren't going to be angry, you aren't going to be mad, but he just really wants you to have that real joy as well, because I feel like that's how he lives through you. What do you want to ask Tanner?
That's a good question. I think that the biggest thing is, knowing that obviously he's okay and he's with people, he's not alone. I want to know, if he's happy that he, quote unquote, he left me a kitten. He adopted a kitten right before he passed. So I have a cat that I wasn't expecting. And of course I'll never get rid of.
So before you even said that, I drew a picture of a cat's face.
Oh, that's crazy. Yep.
Okay. So I just got the kitty. I'm just like, why am I drawing a cat? Okay. So your son knows that you have this little kitten and he says it has an odd name.
Yes, it's Clancy.
Who's Clancy?
He just found that name at the Dumb Friends League of another animal and he liked it.
Okay, because I feel like there's a history behind it or some other name that would recognize it. So since I drew the cat as you were talking about it, that's him letting you know that thank you for the kitty cat.
And he got it with his girlfriend, so that might be the other, the two part to that. They got it together.
How are you feeling with your heart?
Good. I mean, sad. I'm looking forward to tomorrow being hopefully over because that will help me kind of move forward with that joy and do something in Tanner's name. But, I'm getting comfort from everything you're saying to me.
Okay. And just getting that closure. But he's a strong kid. And what I found interesting is him bringing through all these other people before him to let you know who he's with. And that to me seems like the kind of kid he is I want you to know, Mom, I'm going to introduce all these other people before I show up and really take over here. So again, my heart goes out to you, but I really am grateful for your bravery to come here and share your story and also recognize Tanner, a beautiful soul. Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate that very much. It's much needed today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially with tomorrow, right? A few hours away. Yeah. Thank you so much, Renee. And then
thank you for your time. Tanner was 19 years old, finding his way in the world, but he was very fun, loving, thoughtful, compassionate. He loved life. He really did. He loved dancing. You would always catch Tanner dancing somewhere. He would always give you a hug. Very thoughtful kid. Tanner was teaching himself how to play guitar. He was really into music. He was hoping to maybe make a career of it somehow. He enjoyed teaching others the basics. He enjoyed that passion kind of rolled through to his outward personality. He was able to connect lots of groups of different kids. They called him the glue because he had different childhood friends, high school friends, and other friends that kind of came together because of him. And those friends are still gathering because of Tanner. Tomorrow is the sentencing hearing, and we've been dealing with this for a year. The sentencing hearing, the defendant has accepted a plea deal of 6 to 10 years, which is, terrifying because the laws in Colorado are not, the maximum you can get is 12 years. But we're all looking forward to him being sentenced and taken to jail, actually prison. That will give us a little bit of closure for this chapter. Deb kept mentioning 25, and as I was thinking about it, we have roughly about 25 of Tanner's friends coming tomorrow to support us during this hearing. So, and they're all going to be wearing purple. That was Tanner's color. So it makes sense. And I think what she meant by him not getting what he deserves is just really based on the laws of vehicular homicide in Colorado. It's not enough. There was a couple times when my heart kind of seized when she was talking about how, I'm in control. I like things the way they are. I'm logical, but I'm also emotional. When she drew the picture of the cat, that kind of, freaked me out a little bit because he had just gotten his cat Clancy. I'm walking away with I'm a little more calm. I feel a little bit of more peace, especially for tomorrow. My anxiety has been through the roof with all this. So knowing that Tanner is going to be there with us, and that Tanner kind of sees the big picture that we don't see yet. It is a chapter closing for us. Not that it's making this any easier, but the grief journey will allow us to maybe find that joy that he wants us to find. But we've been waiting for this day for over a year. And it's actually, I'll add this real quick, is that tomorrow is the 1 year that we buried Tanner. So, and it's also Good Friday. So we're all kind of holding on to that little connection for a good outcome for tomorrow.
Thank you for watching Grieving to Believing. I am always grateful to be the messenger to connect a parent with their child. We hope that you subscribe and that you share the show with someone that may need to find peace from the loss of their child. But always remember that even though your loved ones are on the other side, they are still by your side. I'm Deb Shepard. We'll see you next time.
So what did you think? We hope you enjoyed this Grieving to Believing episode, and you can watch more episodes of Grieving to Believing on YouTube. Season 2 has so many powerful readings and extraordinary stories. This will help you know without a doubt that your loved ones are with you. To watch Grieving to Believing, go to my YouTube channel, Deb Shepard Psychic Medium, and we'll be sure to put the link in the show notes too.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope it inspired you. If you enjoyed our conversation, make sure you subscribe so that you get notified of new episodes. And let's get connected. Visit debshepard.com for more insights, support, workshops, and a book a session with me. And finally, always remember, your loved ones in spirit are just a thought away. Even though they're on the other side, they're always by your side.